You've drawn 1-1 with Watford, here with Sam. Again, another disappointing display. I mean, I've been saying that obviously for the past few months now, and after those two heavy defeats before the international break, you really thought that maybe there'll be a reaction today, maybe like the game against Palace. But the most worrying thing, again, really unconvincing, no reaction from the team today. What do you make of it?
I can't really comment much about the first goal because I overslept and arrived late. But
you did well. You did well.
Yeah, but even when I got to the point when it was, I don't know, 5 minutes after we conceded, there was just no soul, there was no spirit in the first half. Just sideways, boring passing. You know, when I looked at the lineup, I was thinking, okay, we need to go a bit more attacking. And I thought maybe with this system Poch decided to put with three at the back, wing backs, I thought that maybe, we could do something about that. But it's the same old in the first half. Passing and passing, side by side. And I don't know, I don't think that Pochettino should be criticised for this because he took an initiative to try and make a change about this, judging from Bayern Munich, from Brighton, but the players didn't respond. And I think it is way more down to the players to blame than Pochettino. Yes, maybe.
Was this the right game to be going three at the back when you're playing a team who are bottom of the league, who just lost 8-0 a few weeks ago to Man City? Surely you should be going for the throat, for the jugular in this kind of game, especially at home in front of your home supporters. Maybe you should be starting Son ahead of one of the centre backs.
Wait, starting who? Sorry,
Son.
He couldn't start Son because Son had an international break, international game a couple of days ago. So, and I knew that was going to happen. I knew he was going to be put on the bench. And to be honest, Pochettino's got to be commended for the second half because the changes he made were actually on point. Every single player he put on made a contribution to it. Son, unlucky to hit the crossbar, but the side-by-side passing changed. As soon as he came on, we saw the first bit of creativity on there. Lamela, yes, the corners were awful. The free kick was awful too. But if you take that away, Lamela actually did all right, again. And Ndombele as well. Not the best defensively, but again, putting in a shift there. And, you take Winks out and then I can't remember if that was the replacement, which I don't think it was, but Ndombele was either way filling out for Winks' role. You saw a massive improvement there. Watford were cheating the whole time. The referee was very biased with the decisions and letting them basically waste time in that. And the goalkeeper, I don't know why he didn't book Ben Foster.
I thought 4 minutes added on at the end was really stingy, I felt.
He did this last year, and I'm actually amazed that the keeper didn't get booked. But we don't focus on that. We focus on the performance-wise, and overall just not good enough, I'm afraid to say. But I, again, feel like I blame the players way more than the manager. Even if, like you said, the manager should have done something a bit different with playing against the side that are in relegation zone. But then again, though, do you feel confident against playing against any side, though? Exactly. So you got to make some changes and not try and show this overconfident approach when you're playing teams like Watford. No disrespect to them.
We're in a situation again today. Let's be honest. If Watford were more clinical, they would have won 2-3-0 today. They had opportunity on the break time after time, and we were just lucky they got wasteful. So, again, we could have been embarrassed today if it wasn't for a bit of luck. Even the goal we scored was lucky. So, what do you think the performance, even in the second half, was up to standard?
It wasn't up to standard because we shouldn't have been conceding like that in the first place. All right, again, I didn't see the goal, so I can't comment on that. But when you go into these games, right, Watford, we just lost our last two games. Watford, we got to change this around. And we didn't. We didn't change it around. And it's really disappointing to see that. And the problem is that this entire team has we're going through a very downgrading phase. Everyone is downgraded. Kane can't do anything unless there's service around him. That's the problem. And Kane did not have the best of games, I'm very sorry to say.
He was playing quite deep today again.
Yeah, he was.
What do you think of that? Do you think he should be trying to get beyond the last defender like he used to, or do you think it's a good move for him to playing a bit deeper?
I think Kane knows it himself that if he isn't getting the service he needs, then he might as well play deep because otherwise he's just wasting his time. And again as well, defence just wasn't up to great standards. Yes, I felt like the wing backs did well in terms of playing to their standards as the role of a wing back, but the crosses were just shit, man. They were awful. And that's the thing as well. You see more side passing and side passing and side passing. For what? Just for that build-up for a shit cross. We got to change something around, and I feel like, again, like I said, for the third time now, this is more down to the players than the actual manager, because at least the manager actually tried to put a change in rather than play the same old.
If it is down to the players, how do you change it? How do you turn this around, this slump that we're in? What do you do if you're Pochettino?
I know it's easier to criticise them, but at the end of the day, I'm not the manager. But if I was Pochettino, you know, and I'm sure listen, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I'm sure he's ripped into those players. I'm 100% sure that he's done that. But I don't want to go down this route, man.
That's where we are at the moment,
No,
though.
I don't want to go down this route, but when you don't reinvest, because we haven't been properly reinvesting, every signings that we've made have been too reactionary rather than trying to use an initiative and think, what can we do for the long-term future? And we're still living in the past with that 2016-17 season side where we saw the best of it, and the adjustments, they've not been that much, and that's what happens when you do that and you don't reinvest. But again, I don't want to go down that route, because as much as I'm not a fan of Levy, today it is down to the criticism of what happened today of the players that had the power to do something about it but didn't. And yeah, that's what I think about that.